sure that we are recording this webinar. I just started that right now, and those recordings should show up on our Inside Real Estate YouTube channel. So they're all getting loaded to the YouTube channel. Before anyone asks, because I know there's somebody who's going to be like, where do I find the YouTube channel? I have included the link in what I call my webinar agenda. So every time I teach one of these success meetups, I do make a handy little agenda for you guys to reference. So I'll make sure to pop my agenda in the chat for you guys. That link's coming through. So you guys all have access to this. Don't feel like you have to read it all now, but perhaps you may want to click on the link and bookmark it for later, because it is going to have not only the agenda we're talking about today, all these blue links are clickable links to various support articles that have kind of bonus information, take a deeper dive on the topics we'll be touching upon today. Additionally, I do include links to our Inside Real Estate YouTube channel and Facebook group. So if you're looking for more resources to help you learn your KV Core platform, highly recommend the YouTube channel and Facebook group. Our Facebook discussion group is a great place to meet with other like-minded individuals, a great place to pop in your KV Core related questions. YouTube channel's got hundreds upon hundreds of hours. Majority of it's going to be kind of more advanced content. So if you find that today's information may be a little bit on the side of the basics, some of the information you may have already known, you're looking for kind of more advanced marketing strategies, maybe how to create Facebook ads, connect, handwritten postcards, other connections that you can make in addition to your KV Core platform. Highly recommend our YouTube channel. There's lots of resources there. Additionally, just so you guys have it handy, I like to try to wait, an hour or so after that recording is rendered and pop the recording link that were from today's meeting on this agenda sheet for you guys as well. So if you wanted to reference that recording later, I will try to pop it into the sheet for you all. A couple more opening announcements. I apologize, and we'll get right into today's subject matter. For anyone that maybe was shared this link from someone else, has no idea how you got here, has no idea how to go back, has no idea what a KV Core Success Meetup is, let me give you a little preview. If you head on over to the live training calendar, which you can access right from your KV Core dashboards, and you go after it loads up. Coincidentally, this also has links to our Facebook group and YouTube channel, so if you ever lose them. You go and you choose on the time zone which best applies to you. And just so you are aware, we are teaching these KV Core Success Meetups, tips, tricks, and open Q&A every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are typically held by Thursdays. I feel like I said Tuesday, Wednesdays. Tuesday, Thursdays are typically held by a member of our training team. It is trainer's choice as to what topic we discuss on any given day. Of course, we do rely heavily on your suggestions because we want to make sure this information is interesting and relevant to what you want to learn in the platform. So we're always open to suggestions. But yes, Tuesday, Thursday is going to be more basics. Wednesdays tend to be slightly more advanced, and they'll be withheld by our Done For You services team. So you got a mixture. And again, it's not just a topic. I do always encourage you, if you have questions, this is a safe place for you to bring your questions. So feel free to pop those in the chat, the Q&A. No matter how long, I could easily fill this whole hour with just subject matter. But of course, if you have questions, I try to make sure that there's always time, at the very least at the end, for you to ask any questions, whether it's related to today's subject or something else KV Core related. So if you have other questions, you can bring them here as well. So if I haven't already introduced myself, my name is Mariela Ortiz, and I'm a product trainer here at Inside Real Estate. And the topic I'm talking about today is scheduling mass emails for upcoming holidays. As we know, didn't catch your name. Sorry, Kumar. My name is Mariel Ortiz, and I'm a product trainer here at Inside Real Estate. Again, you'll see different members of our team throughout here. I think Christian's teaching on Thursday, and Heather, our Done For You Services leader, is teaching tomorrow. And another thing I'll also mention, if you're part of our Facebook, Inside Real Estate Facebook group, we typically try to post at the beginning of the week what the topics will be for our success meetups in that Facebook group. So if you ever aren't sure whether or not you want to attend a success meetup, want to know, a little bit more about what the topics covered will be, go and check that Facebook group. All right. So as we're heading into the holiday season, just so you know, there's lots of different ways that you can follow up with your contacts, your leads, everyone in your smart CRM. By email, send them out a special holiday email. And that's kind of my topic here today. So we'll talk about the different ways to send emails through KV Core, whether that be individually contact by contact and mass from your smart CRM, or using the schedule mass emailer tool, which is a personal favorite of mine and will kind of be the star, the highlight of today's show. Additionally, we'll talk a little bit about different ways to create an email. You can write something on the spot. When you first open up an email, you can type right in there using the basic email editor. That's kind of what it's going to default to. Additionally, just so you are aware, I'll make a special call out to our merge tags in KV Core. If you're unaware, whenever you're typing a message into KV Core, whether that be an email, a text, or if you're using a template, you can always add in merge tags that will auto-populate that contact's information. So say, I'll give visual examples so it'll make a little bit more sense when I get to the demonstration portion, but you could add in a merge tag that says first name. And that way, even if you send the same email to 50 different people, it's going to auto-populate for each individual person. The email that they receive will auto-populate in their first name. So each email is personalized to the person receiving it too. So merge tags, if you're not aware, we'll talk about that a little bit today as well. Depending on your personal interest, if there's questions, concerns, we may spend more time in one area as opposed to another. Talk a little bit about the advanced email editor options. So again, by default, it's usually going to default to the basic email editor, just if you're typing in a regular old email. Advanced email editor will allow you to add in things like photo images, videos, buttons, social media links. So we'll talk a little bit about the advanced email editor. We do have some pre-created holiday email templates for you at KV Core, but you could coincidentally create your own. And you can save these templates to use again and again. And if you want to know more about the advanced email editor, again, that agenda that I popped in the chat will have our full support article on it. And then additionally, we have a video about the advanced email editor in a learning portal course as well. So just while I'm on that subject, I'll point out real quick, back from the KV Core dashboard from this learning portal, I've included a link that goes to it. There is an advanced email editor course that you can take as well. And again, it's really just kind of a short video that gives you a little deeper dive than we'll probably get into today. All right, so that is the agenda. Let's jump right into it. So, a few more things that you'll notice on the agenda as well that I didn't have on that slide. I have included some bonus support articles, information on how to email an attachment to your contacts, a PDF. And then just because we're on the topic of holidays here today, there are new support articles that have just been created for how to update your website for Halloween. And additionally, how to do a winter update to your KV Core website as well, add falling snow or holiday background. Just to give you a little example, I was going to give an example. We'll see how long this takes to load of kind of a holiday or a Halloween background for your website. So apologize. I just opened this up, so mine's being a little bit slow here. But I've got some little flying bats here. And then if it decides it wants to load, I've also got a little pumpkin Halloween YouTube video background. So if you want to know more about how to add that to your own KV Core websites, again, I've included links in the agenda. While we're getting in the holiday spirit here. All right. So starting at the basics, different ways to send emails through KV Core. Now, just so you're aware, this is a frequently overlooked option, but from any page in your KV Core platform, you can see this quick actions drop-down menu right at the top of your screen. And if you click that, just so you know, you can add a call, send a note, or add a note, send an email to any particular contact. So I could do this from any screen. I could do this individually. I could type in a couple people. Pretty easy to shoot out an email from there. Additionally, on the dashboard, if you're already aware of your activity stream, that's what's keeping you up to date on what's going on in your KV Core platform and on your website. So every time you get a new lead or someone views a listing, new email, new text message. And as you know, is for all of these contacts, as long as I have their email address, I have the ability to send them the email. And Michelle mentioned in the chat, what are the links for the bat and pumpkin? So if you're talking about the website updates, yep, there we go. I've got my website updated for Halloween. I have included that in the agenda. So for anyone who showed up late, I'll pop the agenda in the chat as well. Under bonus support articles, how to update your website for Halloween, right there on the screen. So there we go. The agenda is back in the chat for you guys. And I will admit, I grabbed a different YouTube video for this one, but they've got lots of suggestions in there. You could really use just about any YouTube video. I would take a little look at it, and I would specifically search if you're using something other than what's suggested in the support article. I would make sure that it's kind of a free stock video, or you could do a free stock image as well. Something to be warned, if someone's got a really old computer or really slow internet connection, sometimes a video will slow down a little bit. As you saw, it took a little bit for it to load. So something to consider. Some people prefer images. It's personal preference. I think the videos add a little something. And it does include how to link the bats in there as well. So all things that are easy to do through the Web and IDX tab. So we talked a little bit about emailing, a contact right here from the dashboard. Additionally, if I go to my smart CRM, I could pick a single contact and I could shoot an email to them as long as I had their email address. Additionally, on any screen, another easily overlooked option is this little magnifying glass. If I wanted to pull up just a single contact, say I just clicked on Ryan, so he's the name in my head. If I go and type in his name, it's going to pull up that contact that way. Again, easy ways to shoot a single email. You can email in mass. You could filter for a specific grouping or just click everybody on the screen, send them a mass email. I will always make you guys aware. Do be aware of how many rows you have selected here on the right. Mine defaults to 10 rows, but you can select 10 people at a time, 50 people at a time, 100, I think all the way up to 250 contacts at a time from the Smart CRM. If you're just looking to send a mass email and not a mass text, the feature I really enjoy is located in the marketing tab of everyone's KV Core. So all of you guys, if you have a KV Core platform, you all have access to our scheduled mass email tool. So scheduled mass email, really good for holiday emails. That's kind of my favorite use for it. This is also really great if you want to build out a newsletter in KV Core. You could create, you can schedule these ahead of time. So you could really create kind of a template for each newsletter for, say, every month of the year. Choose the date that you want it to send out on. So say, I'm going to default back to my holiday example here. I can decide, do I want this to be sent out on Halloween? Do I want it to be sent out before? Do I celebrate, say, Day of the Dead instead? Something to consider. Additionally, I could also, I could make one email for Halloween. I could come back, create another one for Thanksgiving. I could create another one for Christmas. I know if we've got anyone here in Canada, I know you've got different holiday dates too. So maybe you want to consider, if some people are Canadian, maybe some are American, choose different holiday options. So some things to think, you can plan these out ahead of time. I'm going to stick with I'll send it out the day before Halloween. Something to consider here, a lot of people receive, can you add all the holidays at one time? You would create a different email for each. So good question. Yeah, I would build up this first email. I would go and I would schedule it, and then I would go and click and start up another one. So it won't let you select more than one date at a time. So good question. So lost my train of thought there. So sorry. Yes, so you could schedule it and set it out for a future date. Something to think about though, if you're thinking about, the average consumer, how many people receive holiday emails or even birthday emails? So, you can automate birthday messages through kvCORE as well. How many people get their inboxes flooded on the actual date of the holiday? And how many people are busy with, say, friends or family on that actual holiday? Something you may want to consider, maybe a day or two beforehand, or even, considering the fact that that's on a Sunday, maybe send it on a weekday as well. So just something to consider as you're planning this out. You can also choose a time to send out. Something I will warn you guys about is if you are sending out this scheduled mass email, say to everyone in your database, and you've got thousands of people in that database, do be aware that this will not necessarily send that message out to everyone at once. And they're built that way, very importantly, to kind of avoid being detected as spam. So instead, it will stagger how they are sent out. So they'll send it out in batches to avoid that being spammed as or flagged as spam. So you can choose a date. I would probably do something early enough that it's being, sent out at a time where they'll probably see it, but not so early that, say if their phone's set to ring every time they get an email, that's going to wake them up in the middle of the night. So I like to send it, say 10 a.m. That's what works for me. And some things to note here. With the schedule mass email feature, there's a couple different ways you can choose who your emails are being sent to. So this first option says contacts matching criteria from a saved filter. So if I go to my Smart CRM and save a filter, and for anyone that's not familiar with how that works, let me go. I'm going to open the Smart CRM in a new tab. Just so you know, in the filter section of your Smart CRM, if you regularly say, send out your listings to, say, your active leads, those actively searching for homes, and your buyers, and that's one that you reach for quite frequently in your filters. Again, I can narrow it down even more. I could choose specific hashtag. I could choose who has a phone or an email. Email might be a good filter to save in this kind of case. Make it easy, make sure I'm just sending it to the people I know have emails in the system. Additionally, I can filter by if they have alerts, reporting, property interest, whatever I like. And besides just applying those filters, I can also save that filter. And I can even pin that filter so it's a quick link at the top of my CRM. So I'll go ahead and I'll just use this as an example here. I clicked active lead. I'll do active lead buyer with email as my filter. And I'll go, doesn't matter if I pin it or not, I'll be able to pull it up in the schedule mass email tool. Another good filter to consider, you could save it as a filter, but I would say more so kind of a good hashtag to choose is label people who are going to be on, say, your Christmas card list, your holiday card list, any kind of card list. Good to help you pinpoint those people. If you're looking at your database that you don't want to be sending everyone this holiday message, maybe consider creating a hashtag in your system for just the people you want to receive holiday messaging. Something to think about. So I've gone and I've created a saved filter. Let's go back to schedule mass email. And I will choose from this option here, contacts matching criteria from a saved filter. Oh, looks like I've got a different active lead buyer one in here. I think I might need to refresh my page because it's not showing my saved filter just yet. There we go. I'm going to go and refresh it. Shouldn't take more than a minute here because I just went and I saved that filter. And after a brief but dramatic pause, let's go back to schedule mass email, contacts matching criteria. Oh, I'm so sorry if I'm going a little fast for you guys. Apologies. I can go slow down if anyone's kind of following along. Yes, absolutely. This recording is going to show up probably on YouTube. And then additionally, if you did click on the agenda that I popped in the chat earlier, at the bottom here, I typically try to post today's recording link. So give me an hour or two and that should pop up there for you guys. So apologize to anyone that's where I'm going a little fast here. So if you were choosing from a saved filter, there we go. That's the one I just created, active lead buyer with an email. That would make sure I'm just sending it out to the people from that saved filter. And again, if you're using all the different filters, you can pinpoint who has an email. You can really narrow down and get specific. But maybe it's less so about the filter. Maybe I just want to use that, say, holiday hashtag I've created. Additionally, going back to the CRM real quick for anyone who's not aware, I can really easily add a hashtag in mass to whoever I want to mark. So if, say, I'm just going to click on all of these people here as an example, pretend I've already filtered for them, just so you know, for more actions as well. I could go and I could apply a hashtag like, I think I've got holiday card list in here as a saved hashtag. If you start typing out a hashtag that you feel like you've used before, it'll usually populate down below. Looks like I haven't created a hashtag for this before. So I'll create holiday card list as a hashtag. There we go. And I'm going to update their tags. I should see a little hashtag updated in the bottom right-hand corner. I'll go back to my schedule mass email. Now I'll probably have to refresh this again because I just created this hashtag. So walking through real quick, go back to schedule mass email. And in this case, I can choose from my hashtags. Now it doesn't just populate a drop-down menu. I've got a lot of hashtags in the system, so you would have to start typing it. So I did holiday, keep trying to type in Christmas here, holiday card list. There we go, populating everyone that has that hashtag. So with these options, you will choose just one. So saved filter or a hashtag, or I can choose to send, although it did save holiday card list. This might be worth testing. They might have changed it. I think it's a little strange that it's kept that up there, but I believe it's just going to choose status. So this third option here is send to contacts with a status. If you are brand spanking new here to KV Core, a good thing to acquaint yourself with is how we label leads by status. Statuses in KV Core are sphere, new lead, active lead, closed, client, contract, and prospect, and actually also archived. Although, if you've gone and archived a lead, because say it was a bad lead or someone you no longer want to communicate with, you wouldn't be scheduling them an email. So what's cool about the send to contacts with status, if you remember from the Smart CRM, I mentioned you can adjust those rows up to 250 contacts at a time. So I can send mass emails from here. I can do it up to 250 contacts at a time. But the schedule mass email feature allows me not only to be more specific about when and who I'm sending a message to, I could actually choose, if I wanted to, every single status in KV Core and effectively send this message out to everyone. Again, if I've got a lot of people in my database, they're probably going to be staggered. Not everyone's going to receive this email at the exact same time, but this is kind of a fun, easy and efficient way if you really did want to send that to everyone. Now, I always recommend, being a little bit more specific with your email messages. If I have a bunch of, new leads in the database who I've never talked to before, they may or may not appreciate a holiday message from me, something to consider. All right. Or, if I've got clients in the database, but I've already got a plan to send those clients, say, a holiday gift or a personal card, I might want to take them off this scheduled mass email. Something to consider here. All right. So we talked a little bit about the different ways to send emails through KV Core. Now you'll notice right now I could create an email from scratch. I will have to create a subject line. So let me also choose, I also recommend, choosing the date and time. So I decided I was going to make a Halloween email, send it out on the 30th at 10 a.m. I think that's what we decided earlier. I'm going to choose a subject line. This is the subject that they will see in their email inbox. So I might want to say, happy, Halloween, or, have a spooky holiday, whatever I'd like. Sometimes it makes sense to be a little bit careful nowadays with how you phrase certain things. So again, always a good idea. If you do know that there are specific people you do want to receive a holiday message as opposed to other people aren't celebrating a specific holiday, always a good idea maybe to hashtag some people or label some people before you start this process. But we're going to say happy Halloween. We're pretending I'm sending this to everyone. And I can create an email right here on the spot. So hi. And I could just say hi, to you, hi, comma. I could leave it there. If I'm sending this to one person, I probably could just fill out their name. If you'll remember kind of in the beginning of my discussion, I mentioned KV Core has some merge tags that you can add in here so that if you're sending out a mass email, each person who's receiving their email has that email look like it's personal to them. For our merge tags in our scheduled mass emailer tool, I would click on this little sun image. Usually when you send out an email, you'll see a little sun image. I think it's a little bit different for, say, a mass text. I'll just quickly click on that just in case anyone has a question about that. Yeah, with merge tags in a mass text, you're using instead these little fancy brackets. If you're looking at your keyboard, it's the bracket just to the right of P. If you hit shift and the bracket just to the right of P. So you could also do merge tags in your text messages as well. But I'm adding in a merge tag through an email. I'm clicking this little sun option. If I hover over it, it actually says insert merge tag. So if you're not sure which one to click on, if you forget these instructions or don't have the support article handy, just hover over it. It'll pop up merge tag. So as long as you remember that, you've got it. And I'm sending these out to leads or contacts. So I want it to insert that lead first name. So hi, first name. If I wanted to be really formal, I could also add in their last name or their full name or their title, or, there's lots of different merge tags to choose from. We're not going to probably utilize most of these here today. You can add in an email, last property viewed. Just so you know, you can also utilize merge tags to include your own name. So agent first name, last name, title, your contact information. Additionally, you could autofill in a lender's information. If you've got multiple lenders in the system, different lenders for different people, there's merge tags for those. There's office information if you're part of a team information, or listing information. So lots of merge tags to choose from that'll autofill that contact information in there. But I'm going to say hi, first name, wishing you a happy Halloween. I'm not going to make you guys wait while I type all of that out. Again, this is kind of the basic email editor. I do have some ability to change the fonts, the size of the fonts. I could add in, bullets to this. I could embed a link in here if I really wanted to. I can add technically a photo image. I can even upload a photo image from my computer if I really wanted to. I think I've got one somewhere. I downloaded a bunch of Halloween ones, so I was going to pull one up real quick. You get the idea. You can download one from your computer if you have one handy to add into the basic email editor. Apparently, I've got too many photos on here. So there we go. Open her up and pop it on in there. Save it. There's that image. This is all options through the basic email editor overview. So all things that you can just kind of write and include right off the bat. Additionally, you'll notice down here, I have the ability to toggle on if I want to include my assigned agent signature. So that's the agent signature I'm populating from my KV Core profile. For anyone who's really new here at KV Core and you haven't even filled out your KV Core profile, that should always be one of your first steps. Make sure that's correct. You go to the little hidden menu in the up right-hand corner and your My Profile section. So yes, you can autofill your signature from your profile here as well by toggling that on. So this is all basic email editor options. And this is me creating it myself, say off the cuff. Additionally, I'd like you guys to know KV Core is a big fan of pre-created templates. We've got email templates, text templates. Text templates are sometimes referred to as canned responses, means the same thing. Don't let it throw you. And I could click right here and I can scroll through, or I can also, type in if I've got an idea of what I'm looking for. I would recommend if you're sending out some holiday emails, type in holiday here to see the pre-created templates we have. Now, we do not have a pre-created template for every single holiday of the year just yet. You can absolutely create your own templates to save and use again and again. We'll talk about that in just a minute here. But if I wanted to use one of the pre-created holiday templates here, I'll go type in holiday and it'll pull up my options. We've got Family Day, Happy Canada Day, some Halloween options, Black History Month. Happy holidays are usually kind of Christmassy type holiday templates. We've got some Happy New Year's. I've got some from years past. I think they'll probably be creating a 2023 closer to the new year. So that might be someone that's pre-created. Keep an eye out for that. And how far in advance can we set them up? We've got some Thanksgiving and Martin Luther King Day as well. I'm going to click on a Halloween one. And then I'll switch on over because you asked about how far in advance we can set these up. I don't know that there's a limit. If I go click through 2023, it still keeps going, So don't know if you can see. I know it's kind of tiny here on my screen. Ooh, there we go. Now we made it huge. I just keep scrolling through the months here, and it's letting me schedule emails well into 2 years from now. So yes, you could create these for a good long while in advance. So you could very much, make a Halloween email, set it up for the next 3 years, carve this all out, 20, 30 minutes on the weekend and never have to do it again. So think smarter, not harder. Always a good idea to plan in advance. I'm going to minimize this just a little bit more because it's a little huge on my screen. So happy Halloween 1s, 2, and 3. I will warn you, do actually at the current moment have the same photo image. They will have different messages. But just because I'm using a KV Core template doesn't mean I can't still go and edit this. So I can go and click in here and I can change the text if I wanted to. If I wanted to add an additional message here, you get the picture. So I could type right in here if I really wanted to. One thing I'll point out, if no one's already noticed it, I'm actually no longer working in the basic email editor. When I'm grabbing from these templates, most of them use the advanced email editor. So before I clicked on a template, said advanced email editor over here to the right. Now that I've clicked into a template, it's switched over to the advanced email editor. That's why I've got all these options here on the right. Lots of content options, images, buttons, social media links, video. And if I want to switch back to the basic editor, I could go and click to the right. One thing I will warn you, if you start making a message in, say, the basic editor, and then go to switch to a template, if you noticed it didn't save what I typed in the basic email editor. It switched it over, so it didn't save my progress. So do be sure whether you want to use the basic editor or the advanced email editor before you start carving out your message. So you'll notice if I click on basic editor, it'll give me a little pop-up here. If I change editors, my changes will not be saved. Are you sure? So it does try to give you a little warning there. All right. And if you set up one for next year, does it pull current contacts or does it lock them in a time of setup? I believe, as far as I know, it pulls from the current contacts. So I believe if you generate new contacts after you've created the scheduled mass email, it will pull from the current contacts, whatever's in your database at that time, as far as I know. If you do see otherwise, do reach out to our support team. But as far as I know, that is the way it should work. So, and I'll point out in a second how I determine that. You'll see some additional information after I actually schedule the mass email. It'll try to give you an estimate of how many people are going to receive this message. All right, so I can use this template as is. I can tinker with it however I like. Say if I want to change the image, I can actually go click on this photo image, and maybe I've got a different one I'd like. Maybe I don't want to emphasize home for sale. Maybe, maybe this is going out to my sphere of influence. I don't want them to feel like I'm marketing to them. Although, you shouldn't necessarily feel bad about marketing to your sphere of influence. You never know where your next deal or referrals coming from. Everyone should know that you're a real estate agent. So no problems with touting your job. Be proud of what you do. But additionally, say I just didn't like this picture for any particular reason, I can go and quite easily click on it. It's going to pop up information about the photo. I can change the size, the alignment of it, the image itself. So I can go and upload. I can search from free images right here. So here we go, Halloween. I believe this does actually choose from Pexels. Additionally, say you're not in the advanced editor, or you're just looking for more kind of free stock images to use. Pexels is a good one. Really, you could do kind of a Google search. I always recommend, if you are taking photos from anywhere online, make sure you're searching for free stock images. Free stock ensures that it's okay for you to download and use. You don't want to just steal someone else's photo willy-nilly. So free stock images, and again, we really recommend Pexels. That's a good one. I think I've heard really good things about Unsplash as well, if you want a couple of suggestions there. So I could go and I could choose a different photo image. Maybe I like that one because I think it looks fun. A couple of people looking happy with their pumpkins there. Maybe I'm looking for something a little bit more subtle. That was funny. I think mine acted a little fuzzy. Buggy. There we go. Halloween. We'll try this one more time. It was working just fine earlier. Oh, 2 sites for free pics, Pexels and Unsplash. I mean, you could try some of these those are ones that I know are good ones to use. So Unsplash, Unsplash, or Pexels. So Pexels. So those are kind of my personal recommendations, ones that I know I've used and had success with. Maybe didn't like it because maybe they got rid of that photo. I'm not sure. Import. We'll try one more time. So it's going to select it. Oh, here we go. Now that I've got it imported, then I can go and insert that in there. There we go. So now it's gone and changed that image for me. All right. So I can really use these templates, customize them if I like to. Additionally, you can add in things like social media links for more information on everything that you could do. There we go. I've got my social media links in there, and I can go and I can actually just pop in the URL for each, or I could remove them. Maybe I don't have a Twitter that I use, so I don't want to post that one there. And I could just include the other one. So you can always remove them if you want to. More options means that you can kind of title and add alternate text in there. I can add in things like a video if I wanted to. Buttons are kind of cool as well. Something I'll point out. So I think actually visit my site is a button, I want to say. And it's gonna, you pop in your KV Core website. Always a good idea to direct consumers back to the website. But what's really cool about these buttons is not only can you edit, say, the button text and kind of what the button does, I can choose, say it opens a web page like your website. So yes, that visit my website is a button as well. You can choose that if they go to click that button, that it's going to make a call. So you can have them call you by clicking the button, send them a text message, or send a text message by clicking the button, send an email by clicking the button, so that you can have kind of an auto response from the button as well. So some cool additional content you could add here, create it however you like. If it's ready to go, you go and hit schedule. And I'll probably remove this later because again, I just made that real quickly, and you'll see it in our scheduled dates. So I've also created a different one down here. Not sure which one I've created now. I've created a couple here. We've got a couple different options, it looks like, that I've scheduled. And, you know, if I accidentally create one or I saved it and I didn't need to, keep in mind, I can always go and delete it. It will give a little check mark here if that scheduling date has already gone by and it's already been sent out. Additionally, it will give you, before it's sent, it'll give you an estimation of how many people this email will be sent out to based on my database. So 41, I did select just about everybody. I filtered for everyone, but not everyone in there probably has an email. So that's probably where it's getting that number of 41 contacts. After it's been sent out, that estimation will go away and I'll just show you the people that it was sent out to. After I send out one, I can go back and I can view the message I sent previously, but before it sends out, I can go back and edit a message if I need to. So that's a little bit about, you know, creating something on the fly or using the templates through the Schedule Mass Emailer tool. Just so you know, you can create your templates beforehand to use again and again. It doesn't have to be, you know, on the spot here. If you know that there's a template that you want to use again and again, just so you know, if you go to your marketing tab and smart campaigns, this is actually where you'll see all the templates housed. Now, templates are the building blocks of a smart campaign. Again, if I've got anyone, oh, sorry, just saw in the message here. Okay, oh yeah, someone's got some questions. I'm gonna pause here because I did not notice the clock. It's so easy for me to run out of time, get so excited talking all about KV Core. We'll touch on templates in just a minute here, how you can create your own email or text templates, or again, if we're running a little bit behind time, I have included support guides in the agenda. But let's shift gears again because I don't want to run out of time here. What questions do we have, whether they're related to today's topic or anything else KV Core related? Feel free to pop them in the chat, in the Q&A, or, you know, if you really need to, you can raise your hand. I can try to unmute you as well. So what are pawns in KV Core, and what is the purpose of KV Core emails? So pawns in KV Core, unfortunately, I won't be able to give you a visual representation of this in my account. Well, I can kind of. So I've got some pawns which I am a member of. If you are an admin in KV Core, you have the ability to create pawn accounts. Now, this is only something an admin in KV Core could create. I'm working from a single agent account, which is why in my CRM, I'm not seeing the option to create a pawn. Pawns are a place, it's kind of its own little pool of where you would set your contacts, place your contacts. You can choose which agents have access to that pawn, and those agents can essentially go fishing for whichever leads that they want to choose and follow up with. Additionally, with the pawn, if you're the one creating it, you can choose some like reclaiming rules for them. So, you know, if an agent goes to claim a lead from the pond to start working that lead, but they don't say put that lead on a campaign within a number of days, or maybe they're not in the system, utilizing the system very much. They've got a lot of past due calls and tasks, and the system looks like they're not following up the way they should. You can create a reclaiming rule where if your agents aren't doing what they need to in the system, it'll reclaim that lead which they grabbed from the pawn. So it's kind of like a way to share leads with your agents, but have them also be supervised. Additionally, you can, when you're creating a pawn, you can toggle it on where you receive email messages every time there's activity in the pawn, and your agents can be emailed as well whenever a new lead becomes available in the pond, or if a lead was revoked from the pond or revoked from their account. So I've got a couple of ponds which I'm a part of in my test account here. So looks like this is a couple of test ones. So not a great example, but we're pretending there's ponds in here. Additionally, while they're in the ponds, they can be nurtured. So you can put them on a smart campaign. So they're being contacted in the pond as well. I would say if you are an admin in KV Core and you want more information about ponds and other admin specific features, if that's a big interest of yours, we could probably make a success meetup that's more admin based. I don't know if we would do that just because we have so many regular agents on this, but I will direct you for more resources to the live training calendar here on the right. It looks like I've already got it open. Choose the time zone that applies to you. And we do have admin specific live webinars, I believe every Wednesday and Friday. So admin quick start on Wednesday. And there's also another admin course. There's typically 2 admin courses a week. Yeah, Thursday looks like. Thursday in the afternoon or Wednesday in the morning. So I hope that's helpful. That would be a good place if you have more questions about ponds or want to see a deep dive of ponds. Recommend those admin webinars. We even have an admin quick start course if you have not checked it out through our learning portal as well. Other questions in here: if someone unsubscribes but would like to resubscribe because they want to be active again, how do they do that? Or we help them with that. So just so you know, if I go click on a contact in the system, and let me click, I'm not sure who's subscribed or not subscribed. I'm going to click on a random contact here. And just so you know, from this more actions drop down on the right, I'm going to see a couple different messages. I'm going to see, so subscribe to email, subscribe to text, or unsubscribe to emails and unsubscribe to text. If I see subscribe to both of these, I know that this contact is unsubscribed from everything. If they say unsubscribed, that means I can, if it says unsubscribe to emails, that means if I click this, that I'm unsubscribing. That means that they currently are subscribed. So you can really easily change that if that makes sense. So if this contact reached out to me and they said, maybe through different channels, maybe they know my actual cell phone number or contacted me some other way, and they said, I didn't need to unsubscribe, I want to fix that, I can go in here and I can change that for them quite easily. More commonly is the reverse. If they want to unsubscribe, just so you know, you can unsubscribe them if they respond, negatively to a text message or email. There is some unsubscribe options automatically through the system, or if they're going through, say, your website, they go and log in through your website, they can adjust what they're subscribed to, what automations they're receiving through there as well. Let's see. Can I set up a reoccurring task for a client, like review the lead once a month? And what are the core videos for making templates or sending to clients? Yes, absolutely. So while we're here in the profile, you'll notice I can add a task from this more actions, or I can click on tasks right here. And I can really easily click add a task. I can choose the, the title. So let's say we'll call it check-in. I'm going to choose the date and time. There is a way to, I believe, make this reoccurring. I'm a little puzzled why I'm not seeing that option right now. Let's click assign to myself. I apologize. There is a way to do it, and I'm having a little brain fog right now. I'll try to pop a support article in the chat for you. But while we're running out of time, I will answer some other questions. I also will let you know you've got calls and tasks accessible from the dashboard. So tasks right here, just so you know, I can go and click done, snooze it. I can create another one from quick actions up here in the top. I can also add some more tasks in if I would like to. You could also create, say, a smart campaign that's built up completely of tasks. So you could create a custom smart campaign from scratch, and you could space out those tasks however you'd like as well. For core video, I'm going to go back to my activity because I've got an option right here on the screen. Core video, you may see that option, on your activity stream. You may see the option in your smart CRM. You'll also see core video listed in the marketplace. Core video is technically a paid add-on. We have a partnership with BombBomb, if anyone's familiar with BombBomb, that allows you to send out videos through the system. So I could actually go and record on the spot a video using my computer camera, my computer microphone, send it on out. Just so you know, you actually all have a free sample of core video. The free sample allows you to send out 10 single-use videos through an email per month. So just so you know, I can choose this contact right here, record that video, send it into an email to this person, and I can send out 9 other videos as an email to 9 other individual contacts. And I can do that per month. That is the free version of core video. If you are interested in the pay version, it is $30 a month, which is technically actually a little bit cheaper than if you purchase the same sort of package through BombBomb. And with the paid version, the difference is you can send out videos in mass, so you don't have to do it individually. You can send out videos through email, through text, or save a library of videos to use again and again. So subtle differences with the paid version. You can purchase it through the marketplace. May I know explanation about landing and squeeze pages and much more about marketing our listing? Oh, great questions. So landing and squeeze pages are located through the lead engine tab, and landing and squeeze pages are really useful for capturing leads online. You're essentially creating a link that your consumers will click on and hopefully sign up through, and you'll capture the lead that way. Squeeze pages, it's a little bit like directing someone to your website to either search through the search tab at multiple properties, and after they click on a couple, it'll pop a registration form up asking them to sign up. There's also single squeeze pages where you're just advertising a single listing. With squeeze pages, you can also direct them to sign up for a home valuation. That's a seller squeeze page, or you can create a squeeze page that is incentivizing people. Hey, sign up here for a free market report. So 4 main types of squeeze pages. For those of you that have sold data available through your MLS, you may also see an option to create a sold squeeze page. The landing pages, so a little different, just to give you kind of leave off on that squeeze page example. A lot of times if you're making something like a multi-listing squeeze page, when they go to click on it, it's going to direct them typically to your search tab, to whatever criteria you kind of narrowed it down. So it's almost like you went and you filtered for specific criteria, and that's what you're advertising out. So it looks a little bit like directing them to your website. Think squeeze page, I'm squeezing them to my website. Landing pages are really more so like their own standalone web pages that you create. I've actually got a couple options here, a couple more advanced options. The kind of initial basic option of a landing page is really just you have your text information up here, and at the bottom they're signing up. So this one's a slightly different variation of a landing page where I've included a video. I'm located in California. What I'm advertising out here is, I'm offering a free search alert of lots and land in Temecula wine country. I've got a little video about it. And then I've created, here's another example of a landing page that actually includes what we call a text code. So what I'm saying is text this code to this number to find out more information about my open house. And so when you're building these out, you choose like the background image, the custom text. You get to choose where that lead's being directed to when they go and sign up. I've made them for, sign up here for a free search alert about, fixer upper listings in San Diego. I've had agents that have created a landing page that's to get people to sign up for, say, their newsletter, and they've showcased this on, say, an iPad at trade shows. I've had agents that create landing pages to promote their teacher affiliate program or their first time homebuyer program or their lender's credit repair program and linked them over to their lender when they go and click to sign up. So lots of examples. For more resources, I would recommend, if you want to know more about landing and squeeze pages, I always recommend, if you're new to KV Core, to check out the Agent Quick Start. It talks about all sorts of different training aspects of KV Core. Additionally, if you want to know just about landing and squeeze pages, we've got support articles about it. I'll try to pop some in the chat at the end, try to pop in some of these support articles. Support articles you can find through the Support Center, just so you are aware. You just click on Support Center, type in landing page, you'll find a very thorough article about it. If you prefer live training webinars, I would recommend, this is technically a piece that's supposed to go with the Agent Quick Start Learning Portal course. It's our self-paced course. But part 4 is all about fueling your pipeline. So that's about bulk importing leads, connecting third-party lead sources, and how to do the free lead generation options. So they take a deep dive. They actually walk through, how to create a landing and a squeeze page in Quick Start part 4. So those are held on Thursdays. So deep dive on that. And more about marketing your listing. Let's see here. What I would really recommend for advice on marketing your listing, a great option is our Promote a New Listing playbook. For anyone who's unfamiliar with playbooks here at KV Core, I like to think of them kind of as the easy button in KV Core. It's kind of compiling a bunch of different tools within the platform to perform a single action. There's also playbooks on gathering and working your sphere here in KV Core. So if you still need to bring in your sphere of influence contacts, label them, set them up on automation, these are great playbooks. But if you want more information on just promoting your listing, and I'm pretty sure we've got learning portal courses on this as well, but Promote a New Listing is a great one. I don't have any listings here to choose from. So just as a little visual example, I'll promote, say, a team member's listing. I won't go all the way through it, but I'll click a listing to start promoting. And it goes through 7 different actions, or we call them 7 different plays or steps, really, that you can utilize in your KV Core dashboard or KV Core platform to promote out that listing. The very first step creates a template you can send out to other agents within your brokerage, see if they have a buyer that matches your available listing. Additionally, it's going to create email and text templates to send out to your database contacts about the new listing. It's going to pre-create a text code for your listing. So you can put that on, say, flyers, postcards, sign writers, and if people text that code, it's going to capture that lead because they had an interest in, say, that particular listing. Additionally, it will pre-create landing pages and squeeze pages for you. So these are no effort required landing and squeeze pages. They actually create the whole link for you. I always recommend, before, say, using them, maybe copy that link and you could really just post it on a blank tab on your web browser, and it'll give you a little visual example. So this is the pre-created landing page. Showcases this property that just go sign up, and that's how you capture that lead. And then it'll even go so far as you can create a seller report that keeps your seller informed as to what you're doing to promote that listing. Okay, and then I did cover this question about training on specifically just landing and squeeze pages. Again, I would recommend for that, I would recommend Thursday's Q&A part 4. I think I may have actually done a success meetup, one of these webinars on just landing page examples. So I would double check our YouTube video or our YouTube channel, because there might be one that's just landing page specifics. But this tends to be a really popular topic. So maybe another success meetup topic down the road. So thanks for that question. All right, for anyone who was still on the thread about, creating holiday messages, templates, emails, just a little reminder, because we didn't get to finish that discussion. You can create your own templates through the marketing smart campaign section and heading over to templates. I have included a guide in my webinar agenda, which I popped in the chat earlier. Pretty easy to add a template, whether that be for email, text. You can even create a call or task template. So you choose a name that you're going to name it so you remember. Pro tip, I always recommend adding, say, your initials afterwards so you can tell it's a template that you created specifically. Additionally, create that subject line for your templates. And when you're building out templates, just know you can use the basic email editor or the advanced email editor. Just make sure you're choosing before you start typing that message in. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I know we ran out of time. Anything related to today's topic has support articles in that agenda. I'll go ahead and pop in the chat a little article called the kvCORE Dictionary. And the reason I'm popping this one in there is if you're new to kvCORE, this is probably one of the best support articles to bookmark. I think it's actually also in my agenda, but I'm just covering all bases here. Because if you are someone who is not familiar with how we categorize leads in kvCORE, there's a whole section on that, links to different articles on hashtags, status, scheduled mass emails. There's also links in here on how to fill out your kvCORE profile if you haven't done that already, how to edit smart campaigns. There's links about the lead engine. So this links to our support articles on squeeze pages and landing pages. So for those of you that wanted a deeper dive of squeeze pages and landing pages, support articles linked in here as well. All right. I think that's just about all we have time for. I thank you guys for all your questions. I hope that we managed to cover them all. If not, again, stay tuned for tomorrow's webinar. For tomorrow's Success Meetup webinar, feel free to come back. Again, we hold these every single week from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all the same time. Just a little heads up for anyone that's interested in the topics next time. Sorry, just loading it up. Looks like tomorrow is going to be all about, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't have it on my screen. Tomorrow's with Heather. It's more advanced strategies. Again, you're going to find if you check out our Facebook group, there should be a little posting about it. Thursday will be with my fellow trainer, Christian Demain. He'll be covering the kvCORE app. Additionally, even if your interest is not about the particular topic being talked about that day, always feel free to bring your questions. I'm wrapping it up here. We're 5 minutes over. I thank you guys so much for your time, your attention, and I wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everyone.